U.S. sailing and sailors alike see this place, Oakcliff Sailing Center in Oyster Bay, New York, as the hub of skiff and multi-hull classes for the Olympics. So it completely makes sense that the Nacra 17, 49er, and 49er FX Nationals are here. I'm Ashley Love from T2P TV, and we're joined here by David Edwards from Heron Financial Group. David, why do you think it's important to be a sponsor here?
Ashley, I love to sail, I love to compete, I love to watch other people compete as well. The athletes behind us today are training, they're preparing for the 2016 Olympics. The trials won't even begin for another year, but they come to Oakcliff, get on the water, compete against the best. Hopefully we'll see them in the Olympics in 2016.
Yeah, the breeze is a little lighter today, the rain is cleared out, but we can't wait to join them out on the water. The 49ers, 49er FXs, and Nacra 17s are all sharing one course out here. The 49ers have the first start. The 49er FX isn't that much different than the 49er. It just has about 20 square meters less of sail area. It's pretty negligible in terms of speed in most conditions. Emily Dellenbaugh and Elizabeth Berry from Eastern Connecticut are the farthest on the left. Most of the 49er fleet went left, so they're not in bad shape. The U.S. sailing team has a partnership with Oakcliff to be a training facility for all three of these classes. Most of the charter fleet for the Oakcliff class is here, being sailed by somebody. Fred Strammer and Zach Brown, they are on the U.S. sailing team, and they're in first place coming around these leeward gates. Battle for second. They're going to split gates. Paul Thorpe and Alex Throop made it around the inside of that. The middle of the pack is not the middle of the pack, it's all of the pack. They made it through nice and clean. There are international sailors from Canada, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands here. Puerto Rico, boat. After 17s are off. Wade Waddell and Ian McDermott are the first ones around for the 49er FX class. It's great for the smaller young guys to practice on the FX so they can move up to the 49er later. You'll probably recognize these ladies, Molly Vandermoor and Deb Capozzi. They are Olympians switching classes into the FX, the new class, to be inducted in Rio. Fred Strammer and Zach Brown, they are the top U.S. ranked boat because of their finish at the Worlds in France this year, strutting their stuff across the finish line in first. Hailing from the USVI, it's Terry McKenna and Annie Gardner. They came together just for this regatta too, and they're in first. One of Annie's favorite trademark moves is put the bow down and go, and they are flying a hull beautifully. Wade Waddell and Ian McDermott are still leading. Coming into their last mark, they'll do one more turn into the finish. The U.S. sailing team is keeping a close eye on these two guys. They've been on the development team in the 470 before and are 420. Really incredible sailors, so keep an eye on these guys. The 49ers are off for their second start soon. The line is much shorter, which did make a difference. There's an X flag up down at the pin. Sail 17, those are the ones that are over, and it's Fred Strammer and Zach Brown, but they were able to round, and the pin was so favored that it actually worked out pretty well for them. These boats' acceleration time is so quickly, nobody even started trimming in until 10 seconds to go. The second start for the FXs is on. Annie Gardner has driven the B boat for the America's Cup program in the past, A-Cubed, and the catamarans, she's right at home with them. Fred Strammer, Zach Brown, still crushing it in the 49ers. The next boat is at least a minute behind them. Wade Waddell and Ian McDermott chose to cover the pack that went right. Poor Mayumi Roller and Kayla McComb looked really good there for a while, but everyone on starboard, they're gonna have to duck them. The 49er and the 49er FX introduced the sprit pole and asymmetrical kite to the skiff world. It has made a huge difference. Sam Gusson and Ian Woodbury from Canada leading the charge from the left-hand side. Made it around clean in first. Little messy behind them. Enrique Borguera and Francesca Valdez have gotten the cues that the left-hand side is working. We'll see, hopefully it'll work out at the top. There are a lot of teams on the score sheet that have a chance at winning this thing, but 121 is deciding well early in the regatta that with 2 bullets, they're in contention. Our first Nacra 17 around, and the breeze is shifting over to the left. Everyone's going to be favoring that left-hand side on the way back up. Enrique Figuera was one of the first boats to realize that lefty was coming in, all the pressure that is. So they went from about second to last to second to the front. The third start for the 49ers. Individual recall, everyone was fighting for that left side to get to the pressure. Sarah Newberry and John Casey, they are on the U.S. sailing team, getting some coaching here between races. They did incredible that last race. When you're on a starting line, you're always considering the risky versus safe start. And our class leaders went safe, started a little bit near the boat, and they started clean. Past 8 months, these two have only had 2 months together on the water, but it's coming together into a very nice first place run. The breeze has picked up enough that everyone can be fully hiked out, none of this in and out dance anymore. Third start for the Nacra 17s. It's going to be another X flag. One boat slamming those boards around. They've got these curved boards that help them fly hulls upwind. When you're doing a quick maneuver like that, well done. The 49er pack's all coming in for the finish line, but that bullet will go to Fred Strammer and Zach Brown again. Wade Waddell and Ian McDermott proving you can have your cake and eat it too. Hailing from Miami Yacht Club, that is 3 bullets. Count them, 1, 2, 3. Sarah Newberry and John Casey are the first ones to the leeward mark in the Nacra 17s. They're signaling a change of course to the left. Sarah Streeter and Matthew Whitehead, hailing from Flagler Beach, Florida, taking the right-hand side, looking for that mark over their shoulder right now. The Nacras had a hard time seeing where their new mark was, so everyone overstood a little bit. It's a bit of a port parade on in. Sarah Newberry and John Casey, they've already passed the boat that was in first. Now there's only one boat to take down. The kites on these boats are very shallow, so the sheet tension is really high. Lucky for Sarah, John won the U.S. Sailing Strongman competition last year. He's one of the best crews for catamarans there are. From third to second to first, nice job, U.S. Sailing team, Sarah Newberry and John Casey.
Well, actually, that's been a pretty good day on the water. The rain disappeared from the forecast, and the wind was stronger than expected.
Yeah, we got to watch 3 races out there, and they're still doing 3 more out there, or up to 3 more out there. And we saw some familiar faces up in the front, some new faces, but there's still 2 more days of racing at the Nacra 17 49er and 49er FX Nationals, and some social activities to look forward to at Oakcliff tonight. So be sure to join us tomorrow for day 2.